Under the ice. I didn't believe in monsters. Not the kind that hide under beds. Not the kind that crawl out of closets. But now I know they don't live in shadows. They live under the ice. My name is Ethan Cross. I was part of a research team sent to Antarctica last year. There were 6 of us at Station Echo, one of the older science bases that hadn't been used in over a decade. It sat quiet and cold, buried in snow and wind, a skeleton surrounded by nothing but white. We were sent there for 2 reasons: 1, to reactivate the old weather station. 2, to drill ice cores deep into the glacier, deeper than anyone had before. Because something was messing with our satellite signals, something strange below the surface. At least, that's what the higher-ups said. We were just scientists doing a job. I was the youngest on the team, 27, specializing in glaciology. The others? Dr. Reynolds, the leader. Quiet, serious. Sarah, biologist. She smiled a lot. Not at the end, though. Luis, engineer. Knew how to fix anything. Miller, geologist. Always tired. Alan, technician. Laughed too much. We flew in during late October. The sun never really set, just dipped low on the horizon. The sky was always a weird orange or gray. Cold wind never stopped. The first few days were boring. We set up gear, unpacked food, fixed the heating. Then we started drilling. It took a week before we hit something strange. Day 9, Luis was monitoring the drill when he called us over. "Something's wrong," he said. "We're getting resistance. Like we hit metal." We gathered around the monitor. The drill had stopped 400 feet below. But it wasn't rock. Wasn't ice. It was something else. "Could be volcanic ash," Miller said. "Or debris." "Too smooth," Luis muttered. "And the sonar's bouncing weird. Like a shell." We looked at each other. I felt a chill. And not from the cold. Dr. Reynolds made the call. "Bring the drill up. Let's send the camera down." We had a small probe with a camera and light. Used for tight spots. We lowered it slowly, watched the feed. Snow and ice flashed by. Then, black. Not darkness. I mean black surface. The camera landed on something smooth. Shiny. Like obsidian. But it wasn't rock. It looked grown. Organic? Sarah asked. "Can't be," I said. "Nothing survives that deep." "Maybe it's a fossil," Alan joked. "Frozen alien eggs." No one laughed. Day 10, we drilled around the object, careful not to touch it. It stretched in all directions, like a dome. At least 20 feet wide. Maybe more. We couldn't see the end. Then the scratching started. That night, I woke up to a sound. Like claws on ice. Faint. Far away. I sat up in my bunk, heart racing. Everyone else was asleep. Next morning, I asked around. "Did you hear anything last night?" Luis shook his head. "Wind, maybe." Miller yawned. "Or your dreams." But Sarah looked pale. I thought I heard something tapping. We both stared at each other. Not a word. Day 12, Dr. Reynolds ordered us to try cutting into the object. Just a thin slice. 4 samples. Luis used the laser cutter. He aimed it at a spot and started melting. The ice hissed. Then screamed. I swear to God, I heard it. Like a shriek, muffled by tons of snow. Everyone froze. Did you hear that? I whispered. Luis stepped back. The machine? No, Sarah said. It came from under us. The power went out. Lights off. Cameras dead. For 10 seconds, we were in full darkness. Then the backup generator kicked in. Dr. Reynolds stood still, staring at the ground. We need to be careful, he said. No more cutting. But it was too late. We had woken it up. Day 13, Alan disappeared. We searched the whole station. Every room, every hall. His boots were still by the door. Coat, too. He wouldn't go outside without gear, Louise said. He's not that stupid. We checked the camera logs. At 2:33 a.m., Alan walked down the hall toward the drill site. Alone. He never came back. Sarah started crying. What if he fell in? She asked. What if the ground gave out? We checked the site. Nothing was broken. No hole. No blood. But there were marks on the ice. 4 long scratches. Like something with claws had been dragged. Day 14, Louise found the hole first. A crack had opened near the edge of the black object. Just a sliver. Maybe 3 inches wide. Steam drifted out. It was warm inside. Nothing in Antarctica is warm. We lowered the camera again. This time, we saw shapes. Long, twisted shapes. And an eye. It blinked. Miller screamed and ripped out the cable. The screen went black. We all stood there, shaking. That wasn't a fossil, Louise said. No, Dr. Reynolds whispered. It's alive. Night 14 that night, the screaming came back. But this time, it wasn't muffled. It echoed through the halls. Like metal bending. Or bones breaking. I grabbed my flashlight and crept down the hall. The power flickered. My breath came out in clouds. My hands shook. I heard wet footsteps. Behind me. I turned around. Nothing. I walked faster. Then I saw something at the end of the hall. Tall. Thin. Covered in black ice, with spikes along its spine. Its face was smooth. No mouth. Just holes where eyes should be. It stepped toward me. I ran. Day 15, Miller was gone. His room was torn apart. Blood everywhere. No body. Just drag marks down the hall. Sarah couldn't stop shaking. Why are we still here? She snapped. Why hasn't anyone come for us? The radios weren't working. Our sat phone was smashed. Someone had crushed it. Or something. Dr. Reynolds tried to stay calm. We hold tight. No one goes near the drill site. We lock all doors. It didn't matter. The thing didn't care about doors. Night 15, I saw it again. This time in the mess hall. It was eating something. Bones snapped. I saw fingers. Alan's. The creature turned its head toward me. It didn't move. Didn't chase. It just stared. Then it sank into the floor like melting ice. Gone. Day 16, we found the hatch open. The hole near the object had widened. Big enough to crawl through now. Luis wanted to seal it. We pour cement. Block it off. But Dr. Reynolds was already inside. He didn't tell us. He left a note in his room. I need to know what it is. If I don't come back, burn the station. Tell no one. We waited. Hours. Then we heard the knocking. From inside the walls. Sarah screamed and ran. We found her later, in the snow, frozen stiff. Eyes wide open. Jaw cracked like she had died mid-scream. She had no tongue. Night 16 Luis went mad. He kept saying, "It wants us. It wants our heat." Then he poured fuel all over the lab and lit it. The explosion shook the station. Fire roared. Ice cracked. I barely escaped. But the black dome? It didn't burn. It glowed. Like it was feeding on the heat. I ran back to my room and locked the door. I heard the thing walking again. Slower this time. Heavy. Dripping. Day 17 only I was left. No more screams. No more drills. Just silence. The snow outside was red. Bits of fabric stuck in the ice. One of Sarah's boots. Luis's scarf. I sat in the comms room, trying the radio. Nothing. Then I heard a voice. Crackling. It was Alan. "Let me in," he said. "It's cold." But Alan was dead. "I saw you," I whispered. "I saw it eat you." The voice paused. Then laughed. Not Alan's laugh. Something deeper. Wetter. Then it said one more thing, "You woke me up. Now I'm hungry." I don't remember leaving. They found me wandering in the snow 3 weeks later. A supply team. I was barefoot. Covered in frostbite. Mumbling about the eye and the teeth under the ice. They said there was no station echo. That it had been shut down for years. No team sent out. No mission assigned. They said I was never part of any crew. But I remember. I remember the black surface. I remember the screams. I remember the face. No mouth. Just eyes. Just hunger. They think I'm insane. But I know the truth. It's still down there. And now it knows we're up here.
Maybe you'll get sick of being the monster out of my head, under my bed. Think you're something